Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to find out the difference between French or European homes versus American homes. 8 differences. What is the difference? I don't know. I think one difference is they're made out of cardboard in the States because we watched a video about that recently. But other than that,
Potentially Frenchified. I'm officially on August vacation in the US, and I thought it was the perfect time while I was getting to shop at Target, go to the grocery store in the snack aisle.
okay, let's skip the intro
Or you can get the 100%.
and the ad.
So I wanted to start outside because it is very convenient. Things about American homes that I don't see in France has to do with the post office, which is not my favorite part of France. The post office has made me cry numerous times. But what's so great in the US is that with your mailbox, you, of course, the mailman drops off letters. But if you want to send letters, all you have to do is open the mailbox, put in your letters, and then you just raise the little red flag.
What?
It tells the postman that you want him to pick up the letters that are inside.
No.
It's very convenient.
What? I've never heard about this before. That's so convenient. That's great, actually. I'm mind blown. What do you do if you have a neighbor that doesn't like you? And then he just takes your mail. Just thinking about this, you know. In Germany, if you want to send something, there's these huge bins, yellow bins. You put your letters inside and nobody can open them. Just the postman, and then he will collect them once a day. So yeah, that would be interesting to know how to secure your mail, you know. Does the postman have a key for this thing? Like, I wouldn't be feeling secure or safe like leaving my letters there, because there's always going to be a person who doesn't like you, or a crazy person, or kids, teenagers, like running around stealing this. No, this is a stupid idea. I mean, it's convenient, but it's stupid.
And I know in France, they're starting now where you can choose a time, tell the post office, leave something inside, etc., and plan like a whole appointment to get your mail picked up. But I think it's kind of nice that you just have this nifty arrow. Behind me, you can
In a
see
perfect
some of the
society,
neighbors' houses next to my mom's
yes,
house. I
it is
always
not
feel like
perfect.
I've made it home to the Midwest when I drive up and there are no fences or walls or things blocking the front yard. In the US where I'm from, you can't really see inside people's backyards, but the front yards tend to be really open. That's not to say that sometimes you won't see fences, but usually you can see what's going on in people's front yards. As you can see, the 3 neighbors behind me, there are no fences in their front yards. One of the
They don't need fences because they just shoot people when they enter the grass. So who needs fences if you have guns, right?
things that I feel like is typically American as well when I drive up or I come to homes in the US is that there tends to be a lot more cars versus the number of people who live in the house. So you can see here that there are 2 people that live at my mom's, but they have 1, 2, 3, 4 cars in the driveway, and all 4 of those cars are their own cars.
Why?
And in France, I tend to find that a lot of times there's 1 car for 2 people.
One person has 2 cars there. Who needs 2 cars? This makes absolutely no sense. As a family, even. This is ridiculous.
Or maybe you've got 1 car for 1 person and 1 car for the other, but there's not 2 cars for each person.
No.
It tends to be very American.
That's
So
weird.
As I walk into the house, you can't
So
feel
weird.
it the same way that I can. But there is, first of all, a golden retriever. It's pretty American.
Hey, doggo.
Say hi, Piper. Say hello to everyone. It's also the blast of cold, icy air that I'm feeling right now as the air conditioning takes over. There is so much air conditioning in the US. I have personally maybe been in
Nice
one
view
home
over the
in
lake.
France that actually has air conditioning. Yes, there's air conditioning in offices, there's air conditioning in restaurants, in grocery stores, but when it comes to people's actual homes, they tend to live without air conditioning. And in the US, air conditioning is in almost every home that I've ever been in, and it is blasting. So in terms of the difference of temperature outside and inside, it's huge. The next thing
In Europe, we don't have ACs. At least everything that's north of Austria. South Europe, yes. Middle Europe, North Europe, no. There's no sun here. Yeah, there's like
I'm going to show
no
you
summer.
is
2 months.
maybe my most favorite thing about American homes that I wish we had in France, and it's actually part of the windows, which sounds kind of weird. But if I open up this window, you guys will see that there is a screen. Dun-dun,
Yeah, we don't have
on the
screens.
window. So a screen pretty much lets
But you
us
can add them
open
if you
the
want
window.
them.
It's fresher in here when the air conditioning's not on, and it keeps out the mosquitoes, the bugs, the flies, etc. In France, I have never seen a screen on a window, guys. We have
I have rarely seen a screen on a window in Germany. Like, most people don't have that.
to come into our apartment in Paris. We have mosquitoes during the summer, and I think it's so convenient and so nice, and I have never.
But there's also
ever
not
seen
that
one in
many
French
bugs
homes.
here.
So you'll
I
let me know
must
in the
admit.
comments below if you have, but these are
Only in
not
the
very
village.
common, and when I see them, I'm like, we are in the US. All right, so the next thing I want to show you is in the kitchen, and this is another one that I think is very convenient, and that I've never seen in France before. So here we are at the sink, and not only is the sink really massive, and I don't see
It's a
that
huge
as
sink,
often
yeah.
in France, like these really big sinks. And also the sink, when you like turn it on, you've got this contraption here where you're able to move it, and then you're also able to change the type of water. This is not something I see as, as common in France, but that's not really the big thing about the sink.
We have
The
that
big
here.
thing is the garbage disposal. Almost every home has a garbage disposal. So pretty much you're able to put food down the sink, and then you turn it on, and it
Scary.
blows all the food to smithereens.
Yeah, and as we learned in a previous video that we watched together, those things are illegal in Europe. You can't have a garbage disposal thing like that because it's too much bio waste going down the drain.
And you don't have to put all of the food in the garbage. And I find that really convenient when you're cleaning and stuff. And I've
It is
never
convenient.
seen that in France
Don't have to
before.
go down,
Another difference
bring
is
the
amount of
biomüll
ice
runter.
that Americans consume. And when I'm in France, of course, people in their homes do tend to have ice if you ask, but they don't tend to really have like massive ice makers. And when you go to a restaurant, for example, in France, and you ask for ice, you get like 2 or 3 cubes. And when you go to the US, you have like an entire glass full of ice. Sometimes it's too much ice, if that could even be possible. And if you look at my
That
mom's
can be
refrigerator,
possible.
for example, you already have right here, ice that you can get at the front of the refrigerator, which I see less in France, but you can find, of course. But also just the amount of ice. So if you look into my mom's freezer,
That's a lot of
not only
ice.
do you have like a massive, massive like.
It's good for
bowl of
parties,
ice
but
for the ice maker, but not only do you
how?
have one
Yeah, I
there,
mean, people talk about Americans drinking everything with ice, and they don't know what taste is because everything tastes like water because of all the ice.
But you also have a second one. So up here,
A second
is also
one.
the ice. So she's got 2 different ice makers so that she never runs out of ice. I
That's
feel
crazy.
like that is something that you don't really
And it's
see
even the
as
same
often
fridge.
in France,
What the
but
hell?
That doesn't really shock me too much.
Makes
So
no sense.
One of the final things that is very typically American in homes is we've got the good old couch over here. And imagine
That's
that I'm having a very tired day and I want to relax at night and I want my feet up. Instead of putting my feet over here on this perfect ottoman, I'm just going to lean over
It's a dog.
and I'm just going to recline
Oh,
my feet slowly.
well, that's handy.
Yes, Piper, just recline.
I've never seen a couch like that in Europe, I must admit.
And then I'm just going to relax.
That looks pretty
watch
handy.
my TV.
I'm a bit
You guys
jealous
can let me
now.
know in the comments below if you know why, but I feel like that is very typically American to be able to just recline my feet. And when I was growing up, they weren't electric like they are now. It was like a big old handle that
No
you
way.
would pull back like this, and then your feet would go flying up. But super comfortable and practical, but not something I see very often in France. Can you guess how many televisions we have in a home here for 2 people?
Too many.
I'm going to show you. Television number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4,
No way.
number 5, and just in case one TV with the workout machines is not enough,
What the hell?
we've also got TV number 6. And finally, TV number... No, I'm kidding. There's no TV in here. That's just all of the
6 TVs? Who the hell needs 6 TVs?
thermos.
Are you kidding me?
The insulated...
We have 1 TV and we barely use it. 6 TVs is like in one room is a TV in each room. Don't I have anything better to do?
cups that we have in the US. No, but seriously, when it comes
And why would you need it in every room? Do you need to watch TV on every activity you're doing? You're also watching TV. You're eating. You're watching TV. You're doing your nails. You're watching TV. You're on the toilet. You're watching TV. You're working out. You're watching TV. That's stupid.
to TV,
I'm sorry,
there
that's
are a lot of
plain
TVs
stupid.
in lots of
It
different
makes you
rooms,
stupid.
And most of the time in the US, People have televisions inside of their bedroom, as well as in the dining room, as well as in the den, as well as sometimes in the kitchen. And in France, I really normally see one TV in the entire house. So it's just, as soon as I see lots of TVs in homes, I just think, yep, this is the US. All right, guys,
This is the US. This is not something to be proud of, guys. Don't be proud of having 6 TVs. It's a statement of embarrassment and sadness. Okay? But yeah, this was a pretty good video, I must admit. And it has only 28,000 views in 3 years. That's nothing. But if you like this, go and follow her. Unintentionally Frenchified. Give her a sub. I'm gonna give a like. I'm not gonna give a sub, but you can if you want. And with that said, see you in the next video. And don't watch too much TV. Turn this off now.